good to see you all. Positive energy all the time. Hope everybody's doing good. Yes, indeed. Good to see you, M. West. Good to see you. More power. Will of the Most High. Hawkeye, Andre, Nancy, LeVar, Pierre, Arnell, Yaya, Quaylen, G. Scott, Carol Hall. Good to see everybody. Positive energy all the time. I got a new series I'm doing where I'm doing Pharaoh's reviews. So we're going to get into that. I hope y'all are doing great. I'm doing good, Dexter. Good to see you, Derek. How is everybody? I hope everybody's feeling well. Hope everybody's feeling good. Yeah, I was around here listening to Tupac all day. I said, well, let me go watch this. Let me binge watch this Dear Mama. So I just finished binge watching it. Took me a few hours. We're going to get into it. I'm going to tell you what I thought about it. Oh, yeah, that's what's up, Dre. Yeah. We got 43 people over here and growing. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe, hit the likes, get those likes up. It won't be long. I'll be at 50,000 subscribers. It's moving slow, but moving show. Yeah, Jermaine, it was interesting. Did I ever read the book of Adam and Eve? Is that the name of it? The book of Adam and Eve? I'm not sure if I read that because it might have some different names. It might be some of the same stuff taken out of the forgotten books of Eden or the lost books of the Bible. So I'd have to look into that. You know, everything good, Francisco. I hope you're doing good, bro. Let's let everybody come on in, come on in, come on in, everybody, for this discussion. We'll wait a little while so you don't miss any of the review. Yeah, M. West, a lot of those stories they decided not to put in the Bible. There's a lot of stories out there. It's interesting reading, that's for sure. So all kind of stuff going. I told you it was. It's a lot of stories out here, all type of stuff. A lot of it I haven't even mentioned yet. Lot of stuff. Lot of stories. Even the Quran. The Quran tells biblical stories, but they don't tell it. Doesn't tell it like the Bible tells it. The Quran tells it totally different. But it's amazing how all the stories line up. Good to see you, Aquarius. Good to see you, Quaylen. Salute to you. Queen Adon, always a pleasure. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll take suggestions. Let me get a piece of pen and paper. Or what do you want me to review? I will try to watch it. I will try to binge watch it and watch it. Anybody has any suggestions of what you want me to review? Let me get a fresh piece of paper here. Will I be reviewing throwback movies? I don't know. Maybe not. You know, just it's always so much new stuff coming out. I don't know if I'm going to go back and do that. I got a gang of videotape movies. But I am going to do a list of. I'm gonna do some list about the movies, but I don't know if I'll review them. But I might end up reviewing them. I'm going to get a new VCR set up, two VCRs. I'm going to keep increasing my my VHS collection. So I might go through all my VHSs and give a review on all of them. That might be interesting. I got a lot. Oh boy, I got a lot, and I'm going to get some more. So that might be interesting. I might do that. Go through all the black movies and give them a review. You know, break them down. I might do that. That's gonna probably not be till this winter when I get my new setup. Was Kemet always desert like? I can't say always because it wasn't always Kemet, and the earth has been changing. But for the most part, it's really an oasis. It's probably a little more desert-like than it was, but the Egyptians did a lot of irrigation, so there was a lot more water there when the Black Egyptian was there because of the irrigation we did from the Nile and from the ocean. So we did a lot of irrigation, so it was a lot more plush than they got it now. They're not really taking care of it. Yeah, I got to get my gangster DVDs. I got to buy a lot more of those and build that up. That's I got to finish building that. They keep changing formats, so it makes it hard to collect anything. Every time you look up, they're changing the formats. But welcome everybody. Today we're going to be talking about Dear Mama, the saga of Afeni and Tupac Shakur. I'm going to do a review on that. I watched it. So get you something to drink, some water, some healthy juice that don't have too much sugar in it or something, and let's get started. So we're going to review Dear Mama. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to review the Tupac documentary, Dear Mama. I just finished watching it. I binge watched it today. Interesting. I've been around here banging that Pac all day, and I decided to watch it. Tupac is my favorite rapper. Everybody has their favorite. That's mine. Not up for debate. And yeah, I was around here wilding out, listening to the Tupac going crazy. Got advice from my father. Oh, you told me was this, nigga, get off your ass if you plan to be rich. I've been tripping on that. There's 10 rules to the game, but I share with you two. Niggas gonna hate you for whatever you do. Now, rule one, get your cash on MOB. That's money over bitches because they breed and feed. I know rule two is a hard one. Watch the phonies. Keep your enemies close, nigga. Watch your homies. I've been around here a while now. Blasphemy. Uh, it was the best. No doubt about that. So I watched it. I watched the saga of Afeni and Tupac Shakur. Maybe it's one left. I watched almost all of them. I'm down to when Snoop talked about they was getting ready to go to Vegas. So it's not too much more I could say about it. I pretty much got a pretty good idea. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. They did a great job going back and forth with Afeni's history with the Panthers, then up to Tupac. It was really good, very interesting. Very interesting. The first thing that caught my attention, because I'm just watching and chilling, the first thing that caught my attention is when Afeni's sister said that Afeni exposed them to radical blacks, like revolutionaries and militants, and gay men and gay women. That was very interesting because young Tupac was a little feminine, right? So I found that to be a little interesting. I can see the influence that he was around some people because around his mother, a lot of feminine energy, you know? So it was good he got from under that. And, you know what I mean? It was good he got from under that and got some masculine energy going. But that was interesting. I said, "Whoa, okay, right." And so that was a little interesting. But when you're a young boy and if you're just around your mother a lot, that's who you're gonna emulate. You gotta have a man there so you get your mannerisms and everything together. I grew up with a mother and a father, so I didn't have to imitate my mother. I just watch my father, everything he do, how he sit down, how he cross his legs, how he do his pants, how he put his shoes on. I just watch him, you know, and I do everything he do, So it was good he got older and got around some male energy. Good thing. Yeah, another thing I found interesting is how Tupac was early when he was just getting to the Bear and stuff like that, how he was expected to start the new African Panthers. I found that to be interesting. I was like, okay, they really trying to push him to be this black militant Panther type person. I've seen the scene with him with X Clan and that whole thing. I guess that's when the black conscious radical music was doing pretty well. I found that to be interesting. Another thing I found interesting is when they said how they was treating him in the hospital and how Afeni went in there and wrote some bylaws like and that the actual patient's rights that they have in all the hospitals comes from Afeni writing that stuff. I was like, wow, that's Black history nobody knows. So all the hospitals and stuff have this statement of patient rights. And according to this documentary, Afeni is responsible for that patient's rights document or ideology that's at all hospitals. That was interesting. That was very interesting. So it was full of a lot of information, a lot of historical information. Very, very, uh, very good. It was put together pretty well. I like the way that the Hughes brothers said that Tupac was right about his character. They should have listened to him. I like the way that Tupac said he wanted to apologize to the Hughes brothers. That was also very interesting, really good. That was really good. That was uh, that was good. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything wrong with the documentary. Snoop behaved himself. I don't think he was too bad. Snoop didn't really throw Tupac under the bus, not yet, I guess. He was understandable, kind of. I don't know if he's telling the whole truth. I think it's a little more to it. I think with Snoop, I did a thing on it, but I left one thing out about Snoop when I criticized Snoop and Pac. I left a major part out. When Suge and Tupac went at Dr. Dre, of course, Snoop is going to go against Tupac and Suge. He's going to ride with Dr. Dre. I mean, Snoop came into the game through Warren G. Warren G brought him to his brother, Dr. Dre. So, in fairness to Snoop, I made a video earlier. I might have to go back and update that video and add that part because I forgot about that. I didn't mention that there is a legitimate reason for Snoop to be throwing Tupac under the bus. He's gonna ride with Dr. Dre. I forgot about that part. So I'm gonna probably have to redo my Dr. Dre's, my Snoop Dogg Tupac video I did earlier. I'm gonna have to add that and I'm gonna have to update that because I didn't think about that at the time. I'm like, why is Snoop throwing Pac under the bus? I forgot about Dre. Definitely, he's not gonna ride with Tupac or Suge. He's going to ride with Dr. Dre. I forgot about that. And Afeni has a very interesting history. I thought it was good to learn a lot about her history. I thought that was really great. I thought that was good. I learned a lot of interesting things about Tupac in this documentary. The most the most interesting thing I learned that made me just have to really sit up is about the Bureau of Special Services. Whoa. The biggest thing I learned that just blew my mind is how Gene Roberts, who was a undercover agent that was Malcolm X security guard, that did the bodyguard for Malcolm X, that was an undercover police. This the brother that was he's the original deep cover. He was so far undercover that only the chief of police was the only one that knew he was deep cover. No other police knew he was an agent. And this is the one that gave Malcolm mouth-to-mouth resuscitation when Malcolm got shot, which, according to Dick Gregory, pushed more blood into his lungs and made sure he died. This brother, after being an agent and assisting in the destruction of Malcolm X, went and joined the Black Panthers and took them down. Whoa. Now that, I did not know that. So they didn't know he was an agent. He left from guarding Malcolm, and he probably used that reputation like, yeah, I was with Malcolm. And he went and took the Black Panthers down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It was hard to find this picture, right? And the other brother, Yedwa Sudan, was another special agent that went to take them down. These two brothers was agents. That was heavy. This brother was an agent. This is the one that Afeni cross-examined and had him all mixed up, and really how they let her out the first time. But it really blew my mind about Gene Roberts, the Malcolm X security that was deep cover. He's the original deep cover from the movie. Like, he was so deep cover, no police officers knew he was deep cover. Just one policeman knew it, which, like, I think the chief appointed him to go deep cover. No other police knew he was an agent. The whole police force didn't know he was an agent. Just one person in the police force knew this man was an agent. And this is the man that was there to help set up Malcolm X and all that. And when Malcolm got shot, he's the one that gave him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, which, you know, really finished him off. It just blew more blood into his lungs, according to Dick Gregory. Also, according to Dick Gregory, Malcolm was shot from the back. And the guys in the front that said, get your hands out of my pocket, they shot with the shotgun. They had blanks. So according to Dick Gregory, the guys on the ground had blanks because the FBI didn't trust the black Muslims that they would do the job right. And people seen the agents come into the back of the building up top, because there were some brothers that used to sneak in the night before. They used to be sneaking in. So they said, yeah, the feds had snuck in up top and they shot Malcolm from the back, and that the wounds went down this way from the back. The wounds didn't go this way from the front. He was shot from behind down. And the other brothers was just decoys, according to Dick Gregory. And this is the brother that blew more blood into Malcolm's lungs to make sure he wouldn't survive. And this brother, after working undercover to bring down Malcolm X, went to bring down the Black Panthers. Now, the Black Panthers really started because of the murder of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, really fueled them, especially Malcolm. The Black Panthers were all Malcolm X students. When Malcolm would go speak at these black colleges or at these little gatherings, Malcolm is the one that gave birth to the UEP Newtons and the Fred Hamptons and the little Bobby Huttons and all them. They all come from H. Rap Brown and all them. They come from Stokely Carmichael. Those are all Malcolm X students. So it's interesting that this brother, that was the heaviest information. You know what I mean? That was the heaviest information. Yeah, I know, right way. They admitted they rented out the ballroom 3 weeks before Malcolm's death. And also, Malcolm also, people are saying Malcolm had gave up and knew they was going to kill him. And Malcolm requested no security on the door and all of that. So Malcolm was totally dejected. Malcolm probably was dejected from when he went to court to fight for the house. He had some brothers from the Nation of Islam with him, and his number meant one man. I think his guy used to call number 38 or something like that. The main guy would be with him, and then some brothers from the Nation of Islam came and they took a break at court, and he went outside, and when he came back, all his guys was gone, and just the guys from the Nation of Islam was there, and they was taking his house and stuff from. I think Malcolm, on a side note, Malcolm thought more people would follow him than did. And what a lot of people don't understand is that nobody was messing with Malcolm like that. Once he went and he was, once he went and he was talking to them Europeans and telling them all the stuff about the Nation of Islam, the black community turned on Malcolm because certain things he had said about, the people that marched with MLK, he kind of drew a line there. So those black people already wasn't messing with him. The people that was following MLK. MLK had the bigger following than Malcolm. Malcolm had a smaller following, but Malcolm had a young radical following, which Elijah didn't like. Malcolm appealing to the young Stokeleys and Fred Hampton. See, that's where the beef was at with them. Malcolm was appealing to the young black power radicals. Elijah didn't like that. Elijah just wanted him to stick to the code of the Nation of Islam. He didn't want him to be no black militant like that. Man, that was causing problems too. So it's real interesting to see this brother Gene Roberts and to see this brother the agents Yadal Sudan, which is not his name. His name, that's not his name. Okay, what. And you can't find no pictures of him. This is one that somebody took off the TV show. There is no pictures of this man nowhere. I don't even know where they found that picture at on the TV show because there's no pictures and there's only this picture of this brother that I think, these dudes is deep, 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 deep couple, right? Now another thing I was very, very interested is that with the Black Panthers, it was said that some Europeans broke into one of the FBI headquarters, found the drawer that said COINTELPRO, and that's how the information got out about the COINTELPRO doing all kind of dirty stuff to get the Panthers. That information got out. That's how the Panthers in that case beat their cases, right? But when they found the documents of the COINTELPRO, and this is the most interesting thing besides this, I think this is the number one interesting thing. This is some deep stuff. So, what J. Edgar Hoover said is that the reason he was coming down on the Panthers is because he was trying to fear, there was a fear of the rise of a black messiah. Now, this is real deep, and I might do a whole live stream on this week. There was the fear of a rise of a black messiah. Now, think about this. So they're going to try to shut the Black Panthers down because of fear of the rise of a black messiah. At the time they're trying to shut them down, they have a pregnant Afeni with Tupac in prison. You see where I'm going with this? So now, after all that's over, boom, Tupac, she comes out, she has the baby, Tupac grows up, become a rapper, and actually becomes possibly that black messiah. Listen, This is very interesting. It's like they were trying to shut down the Black Messiah, but the baby was right there. It was Tupac. I mean, that blew my mind because I was like, oh, I always knew there was a fear of a Messiah, but I forgot Afeni was pregnant with Tupac while they was trying to get rid of this baby Christ, right? Oh, it's real spooky. It's real strange. That's so. Tell me that's not crazy. So why they got a fear of a black Messiah? They done locked all these panthers up, thinking it's one of them, but the whole time Afeni got him, and it's Tupac. So now she come out and have Tupac, and now Tupac starts to move to start this new Africa Panther movement. He's just extra militant, and it looked like it was some effort to pull him out of the militancy or to shut him down too, because he ended up going to prison from the same courthouse that Afeni and them was in. That's the same courthouse. The courthouse where Afeni and them was fighting that case is the same courthouse where they found Pac guilty and sent him to prison. If that ain't uh, prophetic, what the hell is? The exact same courthouse. And they had the fear of the rise of a Messiah. And here's this woman in there pregnant with this baby that definitely had Christ-like, Messiah-like attributes. That's that that's what blew my mind with that's the biggest thing in that whole thing. That was just when I seen that in my head, I was like, this is real deep. This is real deep. So they whatever negative energy told them to find this Messiah, they was looking for Pop. They wasn't looking for Fred Hampton. They wasn't looking for Huey P. Newton. They was looking for that baby that Afeni was carrying. And according to all the Panthers, Afeni was so articulate, she fought the case herself with no lawyer, and she was like a genius. It's really like Mary and Christ. Yep. And Tupac's speech was a little bit interesting compared to what his mom said in the same uh, courthouse. That blew my mind. I never thought about that. I never thought about that. J. Edgar Hoover had the FBI out for the fear of the rise of a black messiah, went and grabbed all these Panthers, and one of the Panthers they got is pregnant with Tupac. That's deep. Listen, that's deep. So they looking for this Messiah, and the whole time she's pregnant with. That's deep. That's deep, 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 deep. So the Tupac story, it's a lot going on with that. Now his death. Once I seen that, then I start rethinking his death. I'm gonna tell you, I don't do conspiracies, but once it hit me, it's like right. And look, the information about COINTELPRO happens while his mother's fighting the case. While his mother and the Panthers are fighting the case, some white radicals break into the FBI office and find a drawer with the COINTELPRO paperwork. And at that particular time, that's when they actually found out that they was looking for the Black Messiah. At the same time, Afeni is fighting a case with the baby. That's crazy. At the same time, before she had Pop, these white radicals then broke in the FBI and found the COINTELPRO information, which helps the Panthers beat the case, which frees Afeni, who actually might have the Messiah they was looking for. Because when you look at the Messiah and you look at that situation, you look at the Messiah, you go, that's who they was looking for. Because I believe there's some energy that had them. What energy had J. Edgar Hoover looking for the Messiah? He's getting orders from somewhere too. And that energy knew that whatever they was looking for was in that group somewhere. But they was looking for all the adults and stuff in the group, and the whole time what they was looking for was in her baby, in her belly. And then when she was in the prison, locked up in the jail, she said she lost a lot of weight because they wasn't feeding her. But she said, but Tupac gained weight. That sound biblical too. Now look, she said they wasn't giving her none but one half an egg, some other potatoes or something. They wasn't hardly feeding her nothing. And she said, I lost a lot of weight, but Tupac gained weight. That's also biblical. How he gained weight when his mom didn't have nothing to eat. Boy, that right there, that was the most interesting part of the whole thing. When I seen that, I was like, whoa. Especially showing how when she had Pac and I was militant, and when he was at the thing and he was going off on all the older radicals, telling them they ain't doing nothing. You know, he was a real revolutionary, like for real. You seen the scene where he was going off on the older Black Panthers and the older revolutionary, telling them they ain't about nothing now, they ain't doing nothing. Man. And then like it's almost like, okay, it's almost like negative energy go and say, okay, grab him, lock him up for a bullshit case. Boom, puts him in a situation where Suge's in a great situation. I ain't gonna say he negative, but Death Row's in a great situation. Suge trying to do something positive. He want to go get Pac out as something positive, but that pulls Tupac 100% out of any type of radicalism. Because now he's a death row and now he on some gangster shit. So it's like some type of negative energy went back. It's almost like that energy, that Antichrist energy, finally realized that's who he was looking for right there. Tupac. He was the one. Yes, he was with Afeni. We was on the right trail. He got away. Go get him. That's like the vibe I'm getting. I ain't gonna lie. I don't do conspiracies, but when they slap me in the face, what can I do? It's like later this negative energy realized Tupac was the one they was looking for when they was looking for the rise of the Messiah. And so now all energy is against Pac to send him off. That's what it's like. It's like he had a lot of negative energy. You know, it's weird. Go watch Dear Mama and see how radical he was. And when you say, well, okay, if Afeni was locked up and they was looking for the Messiah, and then when you see the Tupac right before he got with Digital Underground, you'll be like, that's who they was looking for. Like, go watch Dear Mama. And then when you see, you're gonna see they say The whites went in there and broke in there and found the paperwork. What's the odds they found the paperwork saying that they had a fear of a rise of a Messiah while Afeni's fighting the case? What's the odds? And what's the odds that she gonna get pregnant and have a baby, and that baby be as radical as he was right before he got to Digital Underground? He was off the chain. Off the chain. They because everybody want to know, D fam. They publicizing the story because everybody want to know. It's a good story. Tupac is a superhero. You're going to get a lot of Tupac stories. Go check it out. Go back and watch some of those episodes when Tupac is first started rapping before he get with Digital Underground, and look how radical he is. And think about they was looking for the rise of a black messiah, and while they was looking for the rise of a black messiah, his mama was locked up and she was pregnant with him. And he was more radical than all of them. He was more radical than Fred Hampton, UEP Newton, and all of them before he got with Digital Underground. I mean, he was off the chain. They show Khalid Muhammad just looking at him like, whoa. Very, that was the big eye opener for me. I was like, damn. Fear of the rise of a Messiah. Grab all these Panthers and happen to have Afeni, and she pregnant with Tupac. That was just heavy. You know, that came and just slapped me in the face. That was heavy. That was heavy. That was heavy, heavy, heavy. Go watch the documentary and see what I'm talking about. Go look at when them Europeans broke in the FBI and found out. It's gonna blow your mind. They found the COINTELPRO paper while Afeni's fighting the case for the Black Panthers. And in them papers, that's when they find out that they looking for the fear. They have a fear of the rise of the Messiah right when she finna have this baby. Come on, man. I don't believe in them type of coincidences. That's like biblical. That's like Quran like. That's like something out the Quran, out the Bible, on my soul. That particular story right there. Okay? Go look at just that particular part. Because hip hop had radicals, but ain't nobody got that particular story. Ain't nobody got that story where the FBI grabbed the mama, and while they grabbed the mama and grabbed the Panthers, some whites break in and find out COINTELPRO and release information that J. Edgar Hoover is looking for the Black Messiah, to stop the Black Messiah at the same, and then she pregnant with Tupac. They was looking at one of them adults. They didn't know it was the baby, man. That's deep. Boy, that's deep, 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 deep. They was looking for, little Bobby Hutton or Fred Hampton or Huey or one of them. H. Rap Brown, they looking in that group. The whole time, Afeni got it. And Afeni is the number one lawyer for the group. Think about it. She the one. Go watch it. Like Afeni the one in there represent herself. The Panthers, like, they thought she was crazy representing herself till she got out there, and she was fantastic. She had the whole courtroom discombobulated to the point that when they won, everybody was cheering. They won. The whole courtroom went crazy. It was deep, man. That was deep. I was like, That was deep. That was really deep. That was that. So that documentary right there is a classic. I'm gonna buy that. If I could buy that on DVD, I'm buying that because that's some real Black history right there. I need to own that. I need to own that. Real talk. I need that. I need to own that. Real talk. I need to own that because the story's not over and we still in that. We still in that story. So there's gonna be something else. It's connected to that story. You know what I'm saying? It's not over. That was deep. So yeah, that's my review on Dear Mama. It was excellent. It was excellent, and they dropped some bombs in Dear Mama. Like Dear Mama is more about the Black Panthers than it is about Tupac. They did it slick. It ain't really about Pac like that. You gotta go check it out. They did it real slick. It's really about Afeni and it's really about the Black Panther Party. For real. You gotta go check it out. It's real heavy on Black Panther information. It got some more episodes, but they got some more episodes. I'm gonna check it out. But boy, from what I've seen up to now, it's heavy, 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 heavy history on that right there. It's heavy information right there. And it's like the mama then passed away. So you know who telling everything? His auntie. Because Afeni passed away. And the auntie is dropping bombs. Think about it. The auntie dropping bombs. The auntie dropping like boom, because she the one telling them she telling them the whole story. Who his dad go see. The auntie is really the star of the show. She dropping bombs. She say, and one scene she say, when they went to the show, she said, I was there, I went. She said, I was Tupac #1 groupie, she said. She was auntie, auntie know the whole story. Auntie is the one that's telling us this story. Go check Auntie out. Yeah, it's a lot of funny stuff going on, D. Markham. But Auntie, much respect to Auntie. I would sure like to meet Auntie because without Auntie, I don't believe we'll know none of this. Auntie holding the family down. She holding Afeni and Tupac all the way down. For real. Like check her energy. Her energy strong on there. You know what I'm saying? So that thing get what's the highest number I could give it? A 1 out of 10, they get a 20. Yeah, Dear Mama's fire. Go check it out.